Hi. Welcome to Movies Reflexed. Today, I will show you an action, sci-fi movie from 2019, titled Coma. Watch out for spoilers. Take care. At the start of the movie, we see a boy named Viktor. He is just awake from his bed. But he notices some strange things here. He was not getting the ability to remember anything from his past. He is also unable to remember who made his room this messy. And why did it even happen? There are some sketches drawn on the board before him. It's seeming as it is the model of a city. But there is nothing in his memory about it. Then, the ceiling of the room begins to turn into black color. The whole model of his room begins to change. He is confused. He runs outside in panic. But, coming outside, he observes all things have changed. Nothing here is in real form as it is supposed to be. The buildings of that place are flying in the air, as if the gravitational force have no existence here. Then, some people begin to pass by him. They were also looking very mysterious. Some have no head, others have no arm, and some people's body are drilled. In spite of it, they were walking properly. Viktor is not understanding anything. Before concluding something, a black monstrous creature appears before him. It is nearly to kill Viktor. Then, 3 more person arrive there and rescues him from that thing. They could finally save him. But the monster was still after them. They were running away from that creature. They reach a place while running where there was the end of the stairways. It was a dead end. Viktor is afraid, thinking that he will be killed now. Then, those 3 persons suggest him to jump from here. He will not receive any harm from it. But Viktor is frightened and doesn't obey it. Then, one of them pushes him and he falls into a market. He reaches that place while sliding, and the other peoples also come after him. Now, the strange thing was that black monstrous creature had also reached here pursuing them. Viktor was in a mess. Why is that following us? The creature had reached them. Then, one of these 3 persons sacrifices his life. That monster turns him into ash. After it, Viktor is now walking along with that girl. Then he asks her, "Who are you? And what am I doing in this world? What is this place? I have never seen or heard about it till today." Then she says, "My name is Fly." She says, "This is the place where people come when they are in a coma. Basically, you are now in a coma state. This is the place where people's imagination exists." Viktor asks her, "Why is it so weird?" Fly tells him, "It is not necessary for the people's memory to be always remembered. Some people begin to forget in the state of coma. They hallucinate. This world is the blend of these unconscious thoughts. That's why it looks so weird." Then, she shows him her house. It was an awkward building floating in the air. They reach her house while traveling in an old bus. There, Viktor asks her about the black monstrous creature. Then, Fly tells him the most astonishing fact. That a person becomes that monstrous creature when he dies in the state of coma. Hearing it, he is shocked. She tells him, "Enough. Come, I will show you your room." Now, they move to Viktor's room. She also tells him, "The dreams you will have in the state of coma will turn into the reality here." Viktor dreams that he has faced a fatal car accident. He notices the same car in his room as he wakes up. And he is also lying wounded in that car. Then, Fly's partner comes there. Witnessing Viktor like this, he says, "Wow. Your house is very attractive. I am realizing seeing you that you possess many powers. Come, I will show you how to use them practically. For this purpose, every person has to appear in some trials." Then, a robotic machine appears there and drops Viktor on the ground. It begins to tease him. In spite of it, Viktor is unable to reveal his abilities. That man asks Viktor, "When you were unconscious before the state of coma, what job were you used to do?" Viktor tells him, "I was an architect." Next day, there are many people along with him. And they were going for a mission. He has to grab some weapons from some peoples there. So, they reach that place. But these peoples with weapons begins to attack them. But Viktor and his companions somehow manages to get access to these weapons. Before it, 3 black monsters appear there. They named Reaper in this movie. These had come to stop them. A man is leaving after taking the explosive from there. But these Reapers arrives before him. Before these could finally reach him, Viktor touches his fingers on his head. Then, he attempts to remember something. As being an architect, he gains the ability to make any structures. So, he creates a ladder with his mind which turns into a real ladder here. And that man is protected from falling. After it, they immediately return to their home. Reapers could not capture them. All compliments Viktor after reaching home. They say, "Viktor, you are amazing." Then, an agent comes there and says, "Viktor, I liked your work. Do you know? The structure of this city, where we are living now, is connected with the memories of these peoples. But we never encountered a man who can make new structures using his mental abilities. So, why don't you make a new city for us? In which you will take care of everything as an architect. And be careful. That city should be like this, that no black monsters can appear there." Viktor assures, "Why not? I will attempt utmost." They begin to move to that place as the new day arrives, where they had to build a new city. But before they could even reach that place, the Reapers appear before them. These begin to attack them. All are surprised. That how did Reapers know about the track we are now moving towards? We came here stealthily. Then, Fly's companion arrives there. He takes out a tracking device from Viktor's body. He says, "The Reapers have reached here while tracking this device." All ask him, "Did you fix this device in his body?" He says, "No, why would I do this?" He raises his hands and points his fingers towards a man. Then, that man fires his gun on him. He doesn't survive and dies there. The rule of this world was, whoever dies in this world turns into a Reaper. Then, all leave from there thinking that he will prove to be dangerous for us if he turns into a Reaper. Then, the rest of the people begin to move from there. The people are trying to go to their vehicles. But the Reaper is after them. So, Viktor starts to make a structure in that place. But he is unable to do so, as he was wounded and exhausted. So, he loses his consciousness there. When he wakes up, he finds himself in the real world inside a hospital. He starts to have flashbacks of that girl, Fly. She was actually a very close friend of his in the real world. But there was no memory of them in the world of coma. Because there are some memories they lose on their way to that state. Then, he remembers that he had come here along with his friend, Fly. But Fly was not allowed to enter. He had entered the building alone. Here, he meets a man. He was the same man who was their leader in the world of coma. And he was the very first person to arrive in the coma world. He tells him, "I have conducted some experiments. And I know there is surely something in our mind that can create something new. We can live our desired lives in that world. We can feel it. Believe me. We can lead a better life there." He also says to Viktor, "I need you. You will have to become a part of my project. Do you know when we can create our new world? When we will be in coma. And I will have to set you in that state for this purpose. Trust me, we will get much benefit from it." Viktor says, "No, not at all." He points a gun at them and threatens them. He runs outside from there. His friend is waiting for him outside. She drives the car speedily as he jumps inside the car. But, moving a little ahead, their car is crashed with a truck. And they are both knocked out. It was the same sight which Viktor dreamt at the beginning. That evil man captures them, as they are badly wounded and knocked out. And he makes them the part of his experiment. He sends them in the coma state. Before it, that man says to him, "Look. It is necessary for me to perform it. There is no doubt that you are the best architect in this world. But you can never make a structure immediately with your thoughts, which you will be able to make in the come world." And it was the same. It was observed how Viktor could conjure any structure with the power of his mind within seconds. Then, he also shows him that man, who was the companion of Fly in the coma world. He is crippled in the real world. But he could walk properly in the coma world. Now, that man says to him, "Viktor, now, you will have to go to the world of coma. Fly and his companions need you. As the project is finished, you may return to the real world." Saying it, he injects something in Viktor's body. Then, he wakes up on his bed. It is the same sight which we had seen at the beginning of the movie. Now, he had returned to the same place from where he had come. There, he builds an outstanding city using his mind's ability. There, no Reaper could enter. Then, that man tells them that you all are in the state of unconsciousness in the real world. And you are so diseased that you may die anytime soon. So, your system has been fixed as such that you all will be killed after a few seconds of that world. And the seconds of that world is equal to the minutes of this world. So, maybe you have 10 to 15 minutes to live. Afterwards, you will be ended forever. And you know what will happen after the death. With it, that man enters the city. As no Reaper could reach there, so they all were going to be stuck here forever as Reapers. It is proved here that that old man has deceived them. He himself wanted to rule that place alone, where no one would disturb him. There are some people who begin to plan how they could kill this man. Meanwhile, one of their friend is vanished after converting into dust. Now, Viktor says, I am remembering something little by little. Where is that hospital in this world where we are now? Let's go there. Now, they all begin to move to that hospital. It was the best thing that the hospital was in their memory. So, it would also be in this coma world. They enter the hospital. But they couldn't remember the room where they are lying unconscious now. Now, Viktor tries to remember. But before it, one more of his friend is vanished after turning into dust. Now, only Viktor and Fly was left. They begin to step towards that room. Then, that evil man appears there and creates a wall to block their way. Then, a Reaper arrives there and it converts into that man. That Reaper was no one else but the partner of Fly. Here, the soldier squad had been killed. Viktor and Fly starts to step towards the stretcher. Moving there, they reach that room of Viktor. Then, they wake up in the real world. It is seen in the real world that Fly and Viktor are closely befriended. Viktor again starts his job as an architect. But he wasn't earning much from it. Then, he again receives the offer from that evil man. It means, in spite of dying in the coma world, he was still alive in the real world. It was obvious, the project was created by him, and he knew all his techniques. He says to Viktor, you can make the structure again if you want. Just come to me. It depends on you. Viktor clenches his fist. And with it, the movie ends here. If you enjoyed this video then please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the upcoming uploads. Thank you for watching.